We are back in San Miguel. Okay, Harper's shoes are uncomfortable and we are taking Oliver to the vet. Come on, baby. This is the story of our last trip to San Miguel de Allende before we left Mexico for good. It's not a particularly happy story, and it's not a sad story either. It's a goodbye. The context: our 16-year-old cat, Oliver, had become diabetic since we moved him to Mexico. Our vet in Guanajuato didn't believe in giving cats insulin, and we were unable to find a type of human insulin in the city that would work for a cat. So we had to get to nearby San Miguel to visit a vet there to get Oliver the testing and medication that he needed. The day we left, Jessie and I were both sick, again. It was Harper's 4th birthday. We had gotten her a cake from La Comer and some toys, and we'd had a little celebration at home before leaving town. All right, Jessie, what is this?
It's Harper's birthday cake. 4th birthday.
All right, here we go. We're coming, baby. We're coming.
Happy birthday!
We took an Uber from Guanajuato because we couldn't take Oliver on the bus. The drive felt long and the day was hot and dusty, but San Miguel was as beautiful as ever. We tried to enjoy ourselves as Oliver stayed overnight at the vet's office. We went to our favorite coffee shop. We ate good food. We tried. But we were so sick and so tired, and eventually we retreated back to our Airbnb to rest as much as we could.
Maybe our lives were not meant to collide from the start, but who could foresee the fall? Maybe it's time to decide what to do with the fact that it happens to us all. From time to time it all comes around, and no one knows the end. We're all building bridges slowly, tearing them down fast to start over. We're all trying to come over memories of the past and start over. The past can start over. Start over. how it sways in the sun, keeping our stories in its motion. Lies the truth about us. Things time will tell, we might never know. We'll be gone before it all begins. Send me your songs of tomorrow. I'm dying to know it all. Stories of joy and of sorrow. I'm dying to know it all. To know it all. See the trees grow, they were here long before.
I was sad that we couldn't do more on our last trip to that beautiful city, the city that had started this whole journey for us. We sat on the rooftop terrace of the Airbnb, and I drank a kombucha and hoped it would somehow help. The ending of our time in Mexico was so bittersweet. I was frequently sick and exhausted. I was stressed out. I wanted to be home. I wanted help. But I also knew in my bones how much I would miss this part of the world when I was no longer here. I wanted to soak it all up while I still could. But my body wouldn't always cooperate. I knew I was burnt out, that my body was telling me, enough. Stop. You need to slow down. You need to do less. And I was trying to listen, but life didn't always cooperate with me. There was a sick cat who needed our help, and getting him that help meant days of travel and stress and lots more walking than we needed to be doing. A simple trip to the grocery store could take up the better part of the day and involved several taxis, loads of walking, and many, many stairs. Our life in Guanajuato, the part that never made it to the vlogs, was a lot harder than you'd think it would be. But in those quiet moments, the afternoon we spent upstairs on the terrace of our rental, waiting for the sun to set and the air to cool off, I rested as much as I could. I worried about Oliver. I had found that cat in a parking garage in downtown Orlando when I was in college. I'd had him for most of my adult life, and I brought him to another country where he got sick, and I wasn't entirely sure I'd be able to get him well again. That evening on the terrace, something bit Harper on the foot, and she swelled up, and I fought back the panic and tried to figure out exactly how I would go about getting help if I needed it. After a while, the swelling went down and we all went to bed. It was hot and hard to sleep. It reminded me of the time we first moved to San Miguel 1 year prior at the end of dry season, when everything felt so impossibly hot and dusty. And I knew that the rains would come, and I knew that the air would be fresh again, and the nights cool. I knew that relief was on the way. I just needed to wait for it.